Starting now. I have a question, and I want you to be honest with yourself. How good do you think you are at recycling? Now, if you answered honestly, the answer was probably not that good. Whether that's you don't fully understand how one person can save the world from recycling, or you don't really understand how to recycle, or you don't really see the point of recycling. If that's the case, please sit down, watch this video, and please try to listen as best as you can, because not only does the future depend on it, like our planet depends on it, because pollution is a huge issue and we need to do something to combat it. So pollution is everywhere: oceans, forests, streets, it's everywhere. So in just our oceans alone, in 1 year, 8 million tons of trash are dumped into our oceans. So the next time you go on a family vacation, or you just go on a trip to the beach and you think about going into the ocean, just realize that you are swimming in trash, and it's no one's fault but our own. In a 2016 article by the World Economic Forum, James Pennington said that 32% of the 78 million tons of plastic produced ends up into the oceans. That's just unacceptable. 32% of 78 million tons. I'm not a mathematician, but that's a very high number. So the reason it's such a big issue about plastic going into the ocean is that it doesn't just disappear, it doesn't just sink to the bottom. As plastic goes through water, it breaks down into smaller pieces called microplastics. And this is where wildlife will mistake these microplastics for food, and will eat them and will die. Wildlife affected, such as whales, seals, fish, seabirds, you name it. Anything that swims in the ocean is digesting these microplastics and it's killing them. In a 2018 article from National Geographic, Elizabeth wrote that when they dissected these wildlife, most of the plastic was found in the stomach. But she also later on says that these microplastics are affecting the reproduction. And if animals can't reproduce, they will go extinct. And if the animals in the ocean go extinct, we go extinct. It's pretty simple. Now that we talked about plastic in the ocean and trash in the ocean, let's talk about a different form of pollution. Now, this is called air pollution. Air pollution affects your humans breathing. It affects the climate. Acid rain is where the rain in the clouds gets so acidic from the pollution that when it comes down, it will legit kill and burn the trees and the plants, destroying the ecosystem that we know it. In a 2019 article by Nova, Dami Filati talks about the health risks behind air pollution and how eventually air pollution will affect every single person. Now, some symptoms from air pollution can be bronchitis, pneumonia, irritation to the throat and nose, random illnesses. Now, Dami also talked about that the severity of the symptoms is reflected on how healthy you are as a person. But in my opinion, one symptom is one symptom too many if we can easily combat it. Now, I shouldn't say easily, it's going to be a challenge, it's going to be a long process, but something has to be done. So, you may be asking, what are some ways that I can help be a more efficient recycler? Well, in a 2019 article by Green Growing, they suggested 3 ways that everyone can be better recyclers. So the first topic is that when you're going to recycle something, say like a pop bottle, rinse it out with water. Because if you don't rinse it out, the chemicals or the grease inside the bottle will make it useless and it'll end up in the trash. So rinse out your water bottles or your pop bottles beforehand and then recycle them. The second thing is recyclable items that have grease on them, such as pizza boxes. Now, there are many stereotypes that you can't recycle pizza boxes, but that's not true. Now, if they have grease on them, yes, but it's cardboard. You can rip out the piece with grease on it, throw that away, and then recycle the rest of the box. You don't need to waste a whole box because it has some grease on it. That goes for many other things that have grease on it if they're cardboard. Just tear apart the spot that's contaminated and then recycle the rest. It's pretty simple. And the third tip was that if you're unsure about a certain product, if you can recycle it or not, just leave it out. Because if you can't recycle it and there's stuff on it that gets on all the other recyclables, they'll all end up in the trash. So all that, the time and energy you went to, saving up this huge stockpile to recycle will go to waste if you don't know what to recycle. So if you're unsure, just leave it out. Now, there are certain countries that are better than others at recycling. Today I'm going to be talking about Switzerland. Now, Switzerland is so efficient at recycling that they will actually take trash from other countries and recycle it for them. In a 2021 article by Jessica Cartwright, who lives in Switzerland, she talks about how that she is so used to recycling and all the residents there that she herself will feel bad if she doesn't go through her garbage and finds anything that's recyclable and put it in recyclable. That's how ingrained it is into the brain that recycling is a huge deal. And I just think it's interesting. I think it's a tip that other countries like the United States should take. I mean, if Switzerland can do it, I believe the United States has the manpower to do so as well. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hopefully this opens your eyes a little bit and makes you think twice about throwing a water bottle into the trash can. I know it may not seem like a huge deal, but it is. Don't start recycling because some random guy in your Com 210 class told you to do it. Start recycling because your future kids and your grandchildren, they rely on you. The earth relies on you. So, thank you.